I'm just excited for the last topic,
bro.
Look,
What's
look.
last?
I mean,
What's the last topic?
if everybody's good, we can go ahead and switch over to the last topic. I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody's, kind of set all their points into this topic, so we can go ahead and go to the last one.
Dot.
I am so excited. PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility.
All consoles, by
Heck
the way.
yeah, yeah.
This is all rumors before we get into it, but I mean, I've been hearing this rumor, but now this is the first time that it's like being like really like highly covered. So I've been hearing this rumor since like we had rumors about the PlayStation 5 reveal before it was revealed that it was going to be backwards.
It's been that long.
And, like, it's been a while since they've been talking about it, and I'm sure it's not going to be like disc backwards compatibility. But
I wonder if they just said that to just say that to get
Oh,
views.
it better be, man. I'm telling you straight
They
up.
better not be
it better be.
clickbaiting. They
I
better not
really
be
hope
clickbait.
not. I would be pissed.
Oh!
I need
No
that.
clickbait,
You already put
please.
We
and
can
they
blame comic book and so many.
exactly, but they put that
Yeah,
out
I'm
there in the
trying-
atmosphere, dog. If they gonna put that in the atmosphere, I need the full backwards compatibility.
I don't know if you guys actually read the article, but the article said that they are, or the rumor is that they're putting in a like a new engine for it. So like you play an older game and it auto scales it to 4K. Like the engine
Hold up.
engine for it. So yeah, if you go back to the article you linked earlier, CD, what is it? The engine is like an emulation engine. So any game that it plays will up its graphics and scale it to 4K.
That's pretty wild there. Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
I can't wait to play Barbie's racing ride. I can't wait.
So it's like, so you load up, for example, you load up Budokai 3, it's gonna be 4K HD.
Oh yeah.
So I
Dang.
mean, now
Oh.
obviously it's not like a remake engine. I mean, they're not remaking games.
Right.
Right.
It's just
It's
upping
cleaner.
the scale.
Right.
It just
So-
it just makes me excited because I still have all of my PS2 games. I never sold any of them, even when my
Well,
console stopped working. I still have my
guilty.
PS2 games to this day. So if we really have backwards compatibility, I'm gonna be, I'm
here's
gonna
what-
be on a cloud nine.
Here's what scares me though. What scares me is there was a past rumor. I don't know if you guys heard of this one, and I don't know how true it'll be, but it's that there won't be any game discs or like discs for PS5.
I would hate that.
Like it'll, like people are saying there will be like it'll have an SSD drive and stuff like that you load all your games onto, and everything's digital. That's a rumor that was going on, and of course we'll find out in the next few months. But
That sounds like ass flash.
It does.
it does, but like at the same time, most
like
of
a
their
money
sales are coming from digital nowadays.
But I'm saying like SD card, like emulator. I gotta emulate my
Yeah.
game to play that shit.
Yeah, it would suck, but you see how like I'm thinking of after thinking about it, especially the route that video gaming is going nowadays. They are cutting a lot of time. They're doing all they can to cut time and the use of money. And as much as I don't like that, because I agree, I don't like the fact that I don't like it. I hope that rumor isn't true. But it's just the fact that they're always cutting. Like, look at what they're doing with Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Now, as much as I love Final Fantasy VII, I love I'm not saying it's crap just because of what they're doing. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the method that they're using where they're chopping the game up into like separate games. It's like, think of it like a series, right?
Mhm.
So you get season 1 disc or goes up to Midgar, and then the next game is going to be when it leaves off where they exit Midgar, and they're doing XYZ until they reach this next point. Then you have the other game. I hate that fact, but if you look at it realistically, they're cutting time. Because there's no, like, the original game was massive, right? Super big. And you're talking about remaking that entire game and adding all these new graphics, additional feature with like the live action gameplay on top of classic gameplay. It's like it almost looks like that rumor could potentially be true, even though I hate it because they're always cutting stuff in order to save time and money. I mean, I'm just looking at it realistically on this one, as much as I hate it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna make a prediction. In the next 5 to 7 years, I think all movies and at least Xbox and PlayStation discs will cease to be in production. Well, maybe not movies. Maybe they'll continue for people that have old hardware. But movies, maybe in the next 10 years will start or stop, because most people nowadays are streaming movies onto their console. They're using what do they call them, like Fire Sticks and everything.
Yeah,
Using Netflix, using Roku's, using everything digital, because it's so much easier to just put in credit card details and stream your movie straight to your TV. And it's like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I haven't bought a movie or a game in forever. I think the only game that I've bought physical has been a Switch game in the past couple of years. Like, dude, I loved Blockbuster.
I loved it. It was a childhood memory of mine.
Yeah. But like
Netflix.
I mean, I get Call of Duty's physical because I mean, I've always done that. But like, it's just like, I think everybody's going the digital route now. So I don't think PlayStation would be doing bad by taking that route a little bit earlier. If not with the PlayStation 5, definitely with the next one. But I could see it being a thing to where they go digital only.
It's really valid too, as far as like within the next several years that becoming a thing. Personally, I like, you know, having a collection of games and whatnot and having it there and for my face and having to feel it.
Yeah.
So just going that route of like fully digital, I'm not really fond of it. But I will say that, you know, that the aspect of digital has been really convenient, you know, containing with some games and whatnot. It really has become convenient, because, you know, because if you want to pick up a game, instead of having to go to the store and all that whatnot, you can just get it right there and come from your home.
And
but within yeah, right, exactly. Instead of having to wait until like the next 12 hours or whatnot to get the game. But within the grand scheme of things, I mean, at least with the PS5, I would hope there's like if they really want to try the digital route, I would hope there's like possibly like a mixture between, you know, the regular consoles and then you have the digital consoles. Not sure if they want to do that, to have like a mixture of both, but it would kind of give, I guess, like a test type feature to see how many people would go which route and all that, especially going through the digital route and seeing how things are going with the streaming aspect of it. But I mean, I just really hope, for my sake, that it doesn't really go fully digital, if that makes sense. I don't know how I feel about that overall, because just think one day, or your internet goes out, then what you do? You just a sitting duck.
Yep. I mean, I've been there even now. I mean, so I completely agree with that. And I mean, I still have all my PS2 games too. I mean, I'm completely down with being able to put a PS2 disc in something like that. But I mean, we also have to take into account the difference between the PS2 and PS1 discs and all that stuff versus the 4K or whatever game disc they use now. I don't know if there's a reader that can read or that can do both of those.
It makes sense.
What I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't even think they'd have to manufacture a whole new disc reader just for that type of hardware, and I don't. That'd be a lot more money, and I just don't know if they want to do that. Like, I mean, if anything, they'd stick with the same, with like new PS5 discs and like movies and stuff like that, and then make PS2 digital and stuff like that. But that because that's a lot of different discs that they use. The discs that they use for PS1, PS2, PS3, and even PS4, they're all different kinds.
Right.
So that would be a reader that would have to read 4 different types of discs plus movies.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
I mean, I don't know, but Dino, do you think they're gonna go digital, or what do you think they're gonna do with it?
It makes sense for them to go digital. I hope not,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I just think people should
I
be
feel
ready.
I feel like I kind of feel like I know what the future is going to become on this, because as somebody that collects video games, a CD, okay, in general, doesn't have like a really long life. All right, just on itself, maybe 150 to 200 years, that CD will be, you know, pretty much deteriorate because of the elements. It ain't because of how I keep it in climate controlled or whatever, but it's because of how time treats it. So
Yeah,
everything is eventually going to be digital, regardless of how you, me, or anybody else feels.
Yep.
Right.
And
Everything.
True, I heard shit about that as well.
yep.
Yeah, because I mean, you can already see it. Like, you can see it on CDs that you got back. Well, I mean, I have a CD I got back in the '80s that looks like it's about had it.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
said that like with DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, like over time or something. Like DVD, I think it's like 40 or 50 years or something.
Yeah, something like
And then
that.
Blu-ray is also around that time, maybe a little bit more, but it starts to all go bye-bye.
yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that you can hope is it doesn't, you know, that the biggest con out of this is just that if it does completely go digital, sad reality, it looks like it's definitely going to happen. It's just the fact that basically a lot of consumers is going to kind of like be at the mercy of the publisher or the developer, because now it's like they have the tools to say, oh, we're going to chop this game up and it's like incomplete for as long as it's going to be until it's complete, and then resell it full on. You know what I mean? Like perfect example is Capcom. I'm always, you know, pissing on Capcom. Like I don't take.
Secretly
I'm not. I actually do, but as much as I do love it, I loved Capcom though. Before I really started realizing what they were doing, because it's like this was going on since Street Fighter 2. Sometimes you just don't pay attention to that stuff until you get older later on, or you notice a pattern that you don't like, and it was like, for me, it really kicked in with 5, because Dino mentioned that with the Championship Edition. Like, Dino was saying, people literally spent $500 ever since, you know, Street Fighter 5 first launched. And it's like, what the heck is going on here? It's like, because they're buying all the DLC as it comes out. Like, and when the game first started, everything was freaking incomplete. It was like when you got the game at launch, the basic features were not there. And there were things that you didn't get until summer. Quick example, story mode. And there's many angles we can go on this, but I'm not going to talk about that because I could piss on them all day. But it's just the fact that it could potentially be abused. There's some people that don't and some people that do. And I'm taking this personal. I'm looking at you, CyberConnect, too. Screw you, okay? You ruined my life with Azura's Wrath. I was loving that game. It was a dumb button masher, but it was fun and beautiful to look at. And you guys make me get S rank. Oh, get S rank to unlock the true ending. I'll put in work. I got this S ranking, darn it. And then what they do, when I get that S ranking, I get another cliffhanger. And then it's like, oh, good job. But in order to get the true ending, buy our DLC. I'm like, what? Like,
Bro, the clickbait.
yes, man, they played me. I'm like, man, they played me like freaking Popeye's chicken sandwich, bro. I was so pissed.
I ain't
I
even tried
was-
that yet. Oh,
I'm
my God.
Dude, the
So-
hold on, the Popeyes chicken sandwich is actually fucking phenomenal, dude. But you have to get the spicy. If you don't get the spicy, you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay,
That's what
continue.
I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, spicy's lit. Don't at me.
No,
It's
dude,
lit.
it's literally like sex in your mouth.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
my God, lit.
Lee.
Oh my gosh.
You're getting Popeyes chicken sandwich is like, open your mouth, Lee.
No.
It's time for the chicken sandwich.
No. Hey. Before you start, I got a question while we're still on topic.
Go ahead.
Good job, CD.
All right. Question to y'all. If we're taking everything in its perspective as far as the PS5 and having full compatibility with all the consoles prior to PS5 and upgrading hardware and whatnot and other features that might be coming to PS5. Looking at it realistically, what do you think this price point would be on this bad boy come November?
Oh Lord,
December.
have mercy.
$500.
PS5.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be.
If the compatibility and thing comes with it, it's probably gonna be like $400, $500.
I'm gonna say
$549, $549.99.
Yeah.
At the most,
have 4K too.
Oh Lord,
I
have
think
mercy.
so.
No,
It
because
might
here's
be-
the thing: when the PlayStation 4 Pro dropped, wasn't it like, I know it's at least 400? Wasn't it like 450 when it first came out?
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say
this thing will probably be like 600.
At the
then.
most,
I'm gonna say,
or
Emmanuel called it. He called it.
4 or 450.
at
something
the
like that.
most, I see.
What?
Well, I can
No, not-
see.
I'm sorry, 5 or 550. I'm sorry.
I can-
I'm like,
yeah.
What? You generous.
I didn't mean 4.
I can
Yeah,
definitely
that's-
see no more than 600, but I see the sweet spot. I can really see 550. I can really see in that being the sweet spot with
Because-
them as far as just looking at everything in perspective here.
Because that compatibility,
Right.
and then on top of that, just the heightness and graphics and gaming for even the games that will be on the PS5, like all that, and then the previous ones, like I just feel like this thing is gonna be a big money dropper.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I bet there'll be a damn Sony Labo or some shit. Wow.
Oh please,
Not to
no.
mention that apparently controllers,
Put
the
on a VR.
controllers are going to be so
Yeah.
expensive.
I see.
Because, what is it like? You guys know how the DualShock controllers are $60 right now?
Oh my
Like,
God!
dude,
Don't get me
The
started.
new controllers are apparently going to have like a touch screen instead of a touch pad. So like an
Oh,
actual
touch screen?
That's
Are you-
another. That is another thing that they were talking about. That apparently the new controllers.
Oh
Then
my
apparently the
God.
new controllers are going to have actual like menu screens on it where the.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a huge rumor going around. We haven't seen them, but that is what people like. So on the PlayStation 4, the touchpad.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Imagine a
that thing.
little tiny screen right there.
I don't know how I
Not
feel about
gonna Be
that.
able to read it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know. Like,
I don't. Well,
Is-
okay. So like the touchscreen basically will take the start and options buttons off too.
huh?
So like I don't. That's what people
What?
are. That's what like websites were reporting on. I don't know if but that's what they were talking about around a month ago.
Sounds insane.
I don't know how to feel about that per se as far as this touchscreen and with the price amping up in the in the controller, but I have read around as far as like the new controller, the new DualShock 5 is potentially trying to adapt the haptic feature. For those who don't know what haptic is, it's what's the best way to explain it? It's definitely like in your newer phones nowadays, especially with the phone I have now, which is the iPhone XS Max, and it's basically kind of like with every interaction you do with your phone, like every little interaction gives like a little bit of like vibration feedback or like a little tick. So
Alright.
you can just think of that as far as like translating over to a game per se. Thinking of kind of like as a Last of Us, as far as like you being in like in a different
Every footstep or
yeah, like
something.
every different footstep you'll feel that, or kind of like different terrains you'll feel like the different textures within your controller. I can see that being a seeing how phones, you know, are kind of adapting this into, you know, this haptic feedback and how it's useful into, you know, our phones nowadays. I can really see in that being into our controllers and making the experience within our games a lot more interactive and lifelike, and going into the next gen of gaming.
I would be fine with all this as long as they don't waste their time adding all their stuff and just strictly focus on like all gaming instead of adding freaking Hulu, Crunchyroll, all this other pointless stuff that you got for everything else. I mean, crap. Yeah, it just that price tag. Yeah, 600 is definitely probably the way to go with all this extra going.
Because they got
Dang,
some other things too that even we don't think about. Like they got, you know, the picture gallery, video clips. Like they're gonna. That's why the price is gonna be there. Like, if it was compatibility and all that, I still see it to be like 600, maybe even 650. I don't want to go that high, but I can see it 600.
It's gonna be steep for sure. That's for dang
Saying,
sure. You
they
can't
better
really
have
lowball this.
I guess like a damn man. I have a controller, right? And on the real, we're probably gonna have to make this, right? We're gonna have to make this, right?
I got my coin, Joe.
No, I want a controller that literally, man, has a fan on it mounted so it can blow at the ball sack whenever you sitting there, damn, getting super hot. All right, we need to have
wipe your butt.
Nah, man, we need a cooling fan, bro. We need a cooling fan.
All I'm saying is if I'm dropping $600 to Sony, that shit better wipe my. That shit better brush my teeth. That shit better make my sandwich for lunch and go get it while I'm playing Last of Us 2. Look,
And get me a girlfriend online, bro.
damn, no.
Oh my god.
Girlfriend, that PS4 better be sucking me off while I'm playing.
Don't be giving him no ideas, man.
Oh, okay. We're getting in uncharted territory here. All right.
Hey, look, $600. $600. Let's be honest. Look, I'm just curious. Somebody had to say it.
And you're the right person to say it too. You're right. You're the right person to say it.
Let me be because I laugh.
Look, somebody had to say it. Don't get mad. It was me. Vin just dying.
He is over there in tears. In tears.
Yeah, and he's still pointing at us in disbelief.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I can I can definitely see it like within the 550 600 range. They'll be really generous if it somehow some way becomes 500. I can low-key see that is because, you know, they're kind of, you know, trying to take a little bit off of profit and sell more, you know, product. I can possibly see that being for 500, but a 550 600 with everything stacked, and if everything's gonna be, you know, true to what it's being out there, then it's reasonable within everything.
Yeah, it's obviously steep, but I could see why it would be like 600.
Right.
I just hope the PS4 looks better than the damn Xbox fridge that they just announced.
Oh my god, please, that freaking fridge box.
The freeze.
Mini fridge.
Mr. Freeze.
Dude, if they sell that, they better have a freaking Dragon Ball Z edition for the next game, like a collector's edition, and have it the Frieza colors.
Yo, that'd be
I like that.
This is my freezer. But no, seriously, man, it's like I mean that's the only way I'm buying a fridge from Microsoft. It has the Frieza colors. Give me the Ginyu Force logo right on the side.
This dude. I can't breathe. I'm trying to live.
Dude. On a serious note, they need to go back to cartridges for games, man.
Low key.
Really,
Yeah.
man.
Like, just give us some
Plastic.
cartridge. and like make it to where you can, or that they can sell a like cheap cartridge with like a PS2 game on it or something. If they're gonna make it emulate, at least sell like bundle cartridges. So like if you want to play like Ratchet and Clank, you get all the old Ratchet and Clank games on one new cartridge.
That's
and
ideal.
it's on there. I mean, but cheaper, not for like a price of like 60. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, something. I mean, obviously I'd love to put my PS2 game in there, but I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. If I can play my favorite PlayStation 2 games without buying a subscription on the PlayStation 5, money is no object. I ain't paying monthly for it, but I mean, if it's like a one-time payment for a game, I will pay it to play my favorite PlayStation 2 games. Like we're talking Spider-Man 2, Tony Hawk, NFL Street Football, dude.
Dang, all the games that don't exist anymore.
I know, dude.
Right.
All the good games, man. Like Star Wars, like, dude.
And that's one thing I hated about like PlayStation Now and all that stuff. It was just like
Yeah.
nobody's really gonna pay for this. And like if they're really gonna pay this amount of money each month, even a year, they really have to, you know, love the brand of like PlayStation as a whole. Even then, people still would not go out and pay that much money. Shoot, I've been with Sony or PlayStation since the PS2 days. That's my first console I ever had. But I'm not gonna go out there and even like pay for that. I refuse. Sorry.
I got the trial for it, and I will be honest with you, PlayStation Now is lit as hell.
It is lit.
I loved it, but I wasn't gonna continue it. I
Right, there
Literally.
you go. There you go.
trial out, dude. Dude, I binged Lego Star Wars before that shit ran out. You best believe. But like, dude, I buffooned the shit out of PlayStation. I went on there and said, "Do not continue." Like I had like 30 minutes left. I took my
Flash was like Kratos after that mini game.
I felt like a bank robber.
He was like, "We're finished. Get your things again."
So one of the PlayStation.
Go ahead, Dano. Go ahead. We're good.
Stop the madness!
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
This man. Oh my god.
Oh, you just caught on. Ah!
Freaking lame.
No.
I was gonna say the PS3. One good thing that they had was they actually allowed you to get like older games through their store
Yeah.
Yeah.
for like the PS2 and stuff. So like I think that's what they're gonna try to do for the PS5.
I would hope so
Which
at
would
the
probably
very
make
least.
the cost even higher. Like I mean,
Oof.
600. That's why I see it as 600. I feel like they're gonna go
Okay.
all out on this console.
I
for
would
some
think
reason.
so too.
They gonna have to.
If it's backwards compatibility and all, I feel they're gonna go all out.
I would take that though over the PlayStation Now bullcrap. If they can bring, you know, all the titles they can available and make it kind of like put a price point behind it to bring it in for the, you know, digital purposes, I'll take that over the PlayStation Now subscription bullcrap.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm gonna have a this is what I think. All right, I'm calling now. So they're gonna release PlayStation 5. They already said holiday 2020, right? So I'm gonna guarantee that they're gonna release it around Black Friday, right?
That's a good one. I was thinking about that too.
So they're gonna release it around Black Friday. Christmas rolls around, their first wave, they're gonna have 2 waves.
Oh my
Or maybe
God.
3, but their first wave is gonna be on Christmas weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a field
And
day.
their wave is going to be the first wave of backwards compatibility. It's gonna storm either the stores, or it's gonna storm like a big update's gonna come, or they're gonna put it on the PlayStation Store. And then they're gonna release something that says more coming summer 2021. Or
Oh
yeah,
wow.
Ooh.
that for sure. They're gonna release their biggest and during the summer, the first summer of the release. They're gonna work some of their kinks out, release some cool titles, like new PlayStation 5 titles, and then they're gonna push more backwards compatibility during the summer.
That's
Let me
a
ask
nice
you
idea.
this. That is good. Now, let me ask you this. When do you think they're going to launch a second model? Because you know they always do that.
I mean, so here's what I'm worried about too. And I'm glad you mentioned the PlayStation 4 was like scary when it first came out, dude. I still have my first. No, I don't. My first PlayStation 4 blew up.
Damn.
They had. Like,
I forgot you told me that.
Yes, dude.
Oh Lord.
Dude, true story. I was watching Netflix one night, dude. Dead ass. And
man was Netflix and chilling, and boom.
Dude, I smelt it before I heard it. It smelt. I had no idea what it was. It smelled like fireworks. And
Oh
it
my
blew
God.
up, dude! It blew up off my desk.
That's a PC story.
Dude,
I'm freaking done,
I'm serious.
bruh. Hold up, just
It blew up
imagine.
off my desk.
Just imagine if you're Netflix and chilling with a girl watching freaking Twilight, and then next thing you know, you just hear a sizzle. What's that? Boom! What the heck?
Dude.
I can imagine it. Oh my God.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So like the first
Okay.
model though, the first model is like you can look it up. There's different like codes. So like the first model was one that did that, overheated really bad, and like couldn't run like basic stuff. They had a lot of really bad models. That's why they released the second one. So like I'm scared to buy the PlayStation 5 on release day this time, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I
But
think
if
I'm gonna do the same thing too, as far as getting a release date. But you brought up a good point, as far as like being scared, as far as that.
If it blows up again, dude, I'm going.
Bruh, go to corporate.
Oh my God. Jack,
Yeah, go there with your fucking 4th degree burns on your face.
With how big the PlayStation, dude, if the PlayStation 5, anything like that, X Fridge 1, whatever that's coming out, this ain't probably gonna blow up half my house when it blows up. Like, this thing's gonna be like a nuclear generator or some shit.
Whoever thought that was a good idea is a fucking idiot. Okay?
Dude,
Like,
I'm not messing with that.
you don't mix cold with hot, okay? Hot and cold together makes condensation, which does what? Will fry your fucking your shit. Like, are you kidding me?
equals motherfuck.
Like, are you kidding me? Oh yeah, let me just open the fridge. Let me grab
Russian
me a
Dino
beer.
comes out.
I'll grab a beer and light a cigarette. Yeah.
all you hear when it blows up is
That
is Toad scream.
I'm gonna try it.
no, but seriously,
Dino does it for me. He picks the right time all the
you can
time.
say what you want to, and I'm a PlayStation fan, but I've never had an Xbox blow up on me.
I mean, I never had a console. I never had a console blow up on me, period, though. So
Dude,
That
yeah.
is scary.
That is scary,
how
though.
does that work?
Dude, it was fried completely, and there was smoke all in my room. Like my
Oh,
That's wild, dog.
Brother out here ready
Man.
to cook the fucking eggs.
Dude, my dad ran in here with a bat and shit. Like you, like you think I'm,
I can't.
like we were under siege from a PlayStation. Like I was,
Y'all getting attacked by a PlayStation, dog. That's hilarious.
dude, we were launching escape pods and shit out the window. Like,
Dealing with the damn Death Star out here.
dude,
Oh man.
I thought I was a goner.
Dang, dude. That's wild, man.
It really makes me wonder too, just kind of thinking of PS5. I wonder what the model's gonna be, because we haven't really seen the full model of it yet. We've seen the mock-ups and like the dev kits, but we haven't really seen the actual, model of it yet. I'm kind of curious.
Man, that shit's probably gonna look like a fucking watermelon, dude. No.
A fridge and a watermelon.
Oh my
Right now, that
God.
shit's gonna probably look like a
Oh.
fucking watermelon, dude. That thing's gonna be fucking
Dang.
an oval. It's gonna be something stupid. All right.
UFO.
Yeah,
Wait,
so it looked
wait,
like
wait.
fucking Hindenburg after it went down.
Hold on.
Oh,
Guys,
Jesus.
look in the chat real quick on the Discord. Just give you an
My
idea.
ears.
That's something like the controller is supposed to apparently look like.
That looked like a.
Ugh.
The heck
I don't
is
like
that?
that. That looks.
That's
Where-
yeah.
where am I
That's
looking?
what people are saying.
Dang, that looked like they sliced a piece of the freaking hard drive.
It reminds me too much of an Xbox controller. But
Then there's
Uglier.
this one. There's different pictures that's been emerging.
bro, we're gonna
What the heck?
we're gonna have
That's
a-
even worse.
we're gonna have a battleship for a freaking PlayStation 5. A freaking gladiator.
Man, I could see that in a damn poor ass household, and the roaches are sitting there all on there like that's a damn dance club and shit.
Oh my
Nah, keep playing. Keep playing. Them ants going to get them roaches
What
gonna
do you
get fried
mean?
on. Keep playing. Gonna
Yeah,
have fried roaches.
That look like a football stadium. What do you mean?
Man, it's half of
It's
it.
got-
That looked like a damn performance stadium. Like motherfuckers gonna get up there and start dancing. What do you mean?
It's good.
good.
Yeah, I don't know about that,
Wow.
dog. Oh no, I need to see the full
I don't
release of it, like the
Oh,
full
that
reveal.
flash shit.
There's
That
just
flash
so
shit.
much shit on it. It just smells disaster.
Yeah, it really does.
I
No,
like
seriously,
how-
that was it.
I like how the picture that's literally just in here right now is literally like a Photoshop like image over the original controller.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good eye, good eye,
That's fake. I like that. That's
bad.
good
That's
eye.
super bad.
Wait a minute. When you look at the first picture, please tell me that's not a fan. That's like where the vents are just pointing towards each other. Or is
What you
that
talking about?
just
The
like-
no, that's the dev kit. That's the dev kit look of it. As far
I
as
don't
PS5,
like that.
yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, but then again, as far as like the other dev kits for like the other PlayStation consoles, they're relatively different from the actual
Okay.
consoles that were released. So I'm not trying to put too much emphasis on this look of it that will be for PS5. I'm just curious as to see what would the final makeup be. I mean, I hope it's
Yeah.
not this, but
Hey,
you know,
hey,
you never
hey,
know.
hey, look. This was the PS4 dev kit apparently. So
Oh, show me
Hey,
that.
see, look at it. Just
What
look at
is
it.
that?
Exactly.
Computer.
that
Bruh, you know what it looks like?
a-
It looks like a freaking
Computer.
grilled cheese maker.
Oh, or better yet, you
Tor-
know those scales at the grocery store, dude. The freaking deli scales.
Computer fucking scaling.
Heck yeah, man. What is that?
that's it. That's a PS4 dev kit, dude.
That's a secret agent briefcase.
No, that.
Hello, it's me, a detective motherfucker.
Do Inspector Gadget.
Oh man. Dead. What happened?
Briefcase.
Bro, that makes me wonder what the PS3 dev kit looks like now. Hold up.
Oh lord.
Lord have
Dude,
mercy.
But they do that so like companies can still work on their launch games,
Yeah.
but it's they don't give them the actual console, so they're not giving them like leaking their console. They're
So it's
giving
keeping them guessing or something?
Well, technically, it's like so a company, it's like they can trust developer companies for games with something to make a game, but they can't leak their system. You know what I mean? So it's like so it has the full capabilities of the PlayStation 5.
Oh.
But it isn't their like in terms of gaming, but like their menus and stuff like that and their system isn't there.
Why does that look like a VHS?
Bro, that looks extra big. My God.
Bro,
It's a
that is
VCR.
What is
That
that?
looks bigger than a VCR.
Looks like the back of a VCR.
Oh, definitely the back of a VCR. Definitely that. Or one of those old speaker systems. One
Yeah,
of
man.
those.
Looks like I'm about to grow a bush over here.
The
That shit
only
looks like my
this shit.
future trash. I'm just kidding.
The only-
I've never seen these.
okay, the PS2 dev kit looks relatively close to the PS2. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in here. It looks relatively close to what we
Yeah,
have as far as
yeah.
PS2.
Yeah,
That's the
it
only
kinda
one.
does.
That's the
That
only
is
one.
Pretty
But
close.
the other two,
Way
way off.
PS2, I actually like the mini PS2.
That was
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
dog.
Mini
The mini
was
PS2, like it was nothing too flashy, but it looked really cool.
nice. Yeah. Then they had the nice little design there. Had the little swivel.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I mean, so it's like we can't really say too much, but I mean it's gonna look similar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Just
and
know
just-
how
It's
similar.
gonna look like a damn watermelon, man.
and I
don't
mean
think so.
just because this version has an SSD slot and instead of a disk slot, honestly, makes it easier on the developers. It doesn't mean they want this slot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It makes sense.
Because developers, this way, they don't have to burn a disk every time they want to test a variation of their game.
Yeah.
So it's like with the SSD slot, it definitely helps developers. So I mean, we could be seeing exactly what we're looking at, or we could be seeing something else. Apparently, there is another rumor that we're gonna be seeing more details on it. Didn't you say February?
February.
February. So I mean, if they're really gonna say that like that early, I mean, I'm cool with that. I can't wait.
I will say this though, if they
curious.
do kind of going way back to the digital stuff real quick, if they really do like go for the full digital aspect, they better give us a lot of space.
Space, yes!
They need us to give it like a lot more
Yes!
space, because with what this PS4 has in now, it's a big
Booty.
yikes. It's
Yeah.
it can't hold everything.
Dude,
so
I have a freaking external hard drive hooked up to my shit. Like,
It actually works.
yes, you
can
can get
do
an
that?
Yeah, you can get an external hard drive and plug it in USB. To your
Oh.
PlayStation 4, and then but you have to keep it plugged in at all times, and then it
Oh.
formats it. It formats it to your PlayStation 4, and then
Oh.
I have all my games and even system updates on my
Wow.
external hard drive. I have
Wow.
like 3 terabytes hooked up to it.
Wow.
That's why. Wow. That's why you're external flash.
this
Oh
man,
yeah. Dang, I see you with that pun.
that was a nice
I
point.
pointed at you.
Yo, don't make me turn into Owen Wilson when I look at my thing. I'm like, walked outside one day.
Yo, I'm about to drop something in the chat.
Uh-oh.
PS1 dev kit.
Bro,
Bro.
I was about to
Oh.
plug it in
You're
too.
looking
Go ahead.
like my fucking lunchbox.
What?
Shit.
Yay!
You're cooking it's either a microwave or a fucking lunchbox.
That's definitely a microwave.
Yeah, I can see the microwave.
Chicken.
Look at that. Look at that.
You see
Bro.
the window?
Look at the controller.
Easy bake oven.
Bro,
Yo, easy bake oven.
Bro.
bro, that shit got a whole fucking family inside. They
Yeah.
peeking out the window and shit.
Wow, what
that's
is
like-
this?
That's like if me, you, and Venge lived in there, we would like drop the hottest mixtape ever, and
Dude,
everyone
yeah.
would be able to see it through that little
No,
window.
but that one would be the album cover. That would be the album cover. Right?
And on the left,
Oh my god.
Dude,
Yo, that
I see-
controller. Ew.
I think PC was gonna have to, Photoshop
What?
our heads in there.
Oh, wait a minute. They're using freaking monitor cables for the controller?
Oh my
What?
god.
Oh, I see that.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's a yikes.
Ooh.
Dang, they really bootlegged the fuck out that thing.
Yeah, that's a VGA hookup.
Like, I'm-
Oh Lord have mercy, man.
Wait a minute, is that an Ethernet port on the far right?
Wait a
Ooh.
Oh,
Dang!
bruh, they really rigged this.
Bro, what is
Holy
that?
crap.
Bro.
1970s fucking microwave.
For those of
If
you
you
not,
stand it
for
up,
those
it
of you
looks like a
tuning in-
fridge.
For those of you tuning in, have no idea what we're talking about. Google a PlayStation 1 dev kit.
Google all the dev kits for the PlayStation. You'll
That's
You'll
what
have fun.
we've been
you'll
roasting
have
dev
fun.
kits.
It's a journey.
Yeah, we've been roasting them shits. Them shits look ugly as shit. Fucking
Bro,
get roasted.
thank
20
God
I
we
mean,
didn't become a fifth.
Yeah,
shit-
because the
that shit look like
controller don't match.
Straight out of a scientist's house from Germany and shit. From the like,
Bro, they actually use monitor cables. That's wild. They actually did use monitor cables. I'm looking at another picture right
Yeah.
now. Hold
I don't
on.
like how the color doesn't match. They got it in gray.
yo, why?
So wait,
they-
if I
those cords are hella long, dude. What they doing going to different?
Hey, bro. Hey, it be like that.
This is
Like,
real.
all that shit.
Holy-
I imagine that as like 70s porn, right? Like you would think that. Oh yeah, I could just. I could just. I guess I could just like imagine the bush, but then as soon as it comes out, it's fucking a lot thicker. Like, that's exactly what this shit is.
Yeah, people are actually selling this PS1 dev kit thing. See if it works for other PS1 games.
Oh my god.
Soldier Boy.
That's what I'm curious. Would it work for every PS1 game?
Next thing you know, it's gonna blow up on one of them high-end games. Watch. Dino's gonna buy the dev kit. He's gonna try to run some Crash Team Racing on it. The next thing you know, boom, done.
I'm crying. I'm sorry. Yo. Vince really just said Soldier Boy trying to sell these dev kits.
No.
That's what he's doing, man.
Vince, you must be stopped. God dang it, dude. Why?
All freaking are legit.
Streaming under the influence.
Streaming under the freaking too much. Hey, freaking you're making me happy. Get off them, boy.
Dude, I'm so dead.
On them Jamaican me happies, dog. What the heck?
Heck yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my lord. This man said Soldier Boy is sending them. Oh my lord.
He got him, boy. He got him off the truck.
I cranked it, bro. I cranked it. You gotta crank that Soldier Boy.
He sure cranked it all right. He put that track on full blast.
Hey, that's probably his brand now too. It's probably his gaming brand. Got him, boy. Low key, because he's scamming them. Oh my lord.
I'm coughing so hard now after.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Hey, little do any of you know this. I've been like literally battling sickness for the last 2 hours, and I'm so glad I've been like holding up. So,
Dang. Well, you fighting a good fight, my good sir.
yeah, I'm fighting a good fight, but we're not fighting for PlayStation, man. Because look at this shit, man. Fuck it, you get roasted, man. They look like shit, man.
Shit.
Well, Garbo is Garbo.
I'm just here. I'm just getting it for the exclusives.
What, you want a trading kit? You want a trading kit, man?
Hey, don't make fun of my training kit.